past year changed everything we know. How we work, how we celebrate, how we gather, and what is essential. But some things never change. Throughout history, in times of crisis, the American Red Cross has been a witness to the best of humanity. When there is an essential need, we show up for each other. Help us continue to do what we as humans do best. Giving blood is essential.
Good evening, I'm Annie McCormick from Channel 6 Action News, joining you virtually from the city of Philadelphia, but right over my shoulder, you can see New Jersey. We're all coming together today for the American Red Cross New Jersey Real Heroes event. Tonight, you're going to hear some extraordinary stories about individuals and organizations making big changes in our communities and helping others for the better. Well, normally, I would be joining you at Lucian's Manor in Berlin, or the Oyster Point Hotel in Red Bank, or the Park Avenue Club in Florham Park. But this is how we're doing it this year, and we're excited about it. Well, while you're enjoying the show, you have the opportunity to support the work of our American Red Cross, and I am thrilled to announce tonight that the Jules L. Plangier Jr. Family Foundation will be matching event donations up to $25,000, all to support the American Red Cross Home Fire Financial Assistance Support. Well, on the left of your screen, you will see some options. I'm going to put on my glasses here so I make sure I get all of this important information right. On the left of your screen, you will see options for making a donation or bidding in the event's silent auction. You can make your gift while viewing today's program. If you're watching on a smart device, you will need to go out of the full screen and scroll down below the broadcast to donate. Also important to know, you can simply text the word NJ Heroes, that's one word, to 76278. You see so many of the disasters that the Red Cross responds to on television. A lot of times I'm at those disasters and I see the Red Cross is a constant source of assistance that is so needed to help people in some of the worst times of their lives. I worked all across the country, covered wildfires, Superstorm Sandy, everything that you can think of across the country, and the Red Cross is always there. Now, for a lot of people, they may not even realize that some of the biggest disasters or constant disasters the Red Cross is headed to are right in our backyards. A house fire, how disruptive could that be to somebody? They may only have 2 minutes to be able to escape their home. What can they bring with them? If they are lucky, it might just be the clothes on their back. Well, the Red Cross is there for them for that night to make sure that they have a place to stay, to help them often with assistance with their pets, if they have pets with them and are staying in a place that they can't keep them. They also offer direct financial assistance, and there's a myriad of things the Red Cross does for people every single day, right in New Jersey and across the country. But before we pass the mic along to Rosie Taravella, the CEO of the American Cross New Jersey region, I want you to watch this to see a little bit more about the critical work the American Red Cross does.
When I was leaving, I took a box of masks and gloves and I put it in a big bag. The Red Cross gave me like a sense of security, which everybody needs at this very moment, and not everybody has it.
Good evening, Annie, and good evening, friends. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us this virtual evening. I'm Rosie Taravella, Regional CEO of the American Red Cross New Jersey region, and I'm proud to be with you. I'm thrilled that you were able to watch a sample of how the Red Cross is helping others, a task that has become even more important and somewhat more challenging during this unprecedented pandemic. As you know, we recently commemorated the one-year milestone of the pandemic. And as I reflect on this time in history, I see themes of hope everywhere. Just like you'll see from our heroes tonight, the humanitarian spirit of the American Red Cross is alive and well. Despite the grief and the challenge last year brought, we celebrate the actions of tens of thousands of Americans who have stepped up to donate blood, volunteer, and serve others. I'm proud to share that our teams are doing everything we can to keep people safe and healthy at this time. When requested by local authorities, the Red Cross is supporting COVID-19 vaccination efforts in communities across the country, including here in New Jersey. We continue to supply blood products for patients in need of transfusions, including those who need surgery, cancer treatments, or trauma victims. Over the past year, we have also distributed more than 150,000 plasma products from individuals who have recovered from COVID-19 to help with treatment for the most seriously ill patients. In fact, the first Red Cross COVID convalescent plasma collection took place in our Pensacola, New Jersey blood donation center last spring. Just as the earlier video depicted, we are helping families after disasters of all sizes across the country by making sure they have a place to stay that is safe, food to eat, and tools to help them recover. Our New Jersey Red Cross volunteers continue to show up and help others in need, whether it's here in our state or across the country, to help those devastated by large-scale disasters. When the call comes, the Red Cross is there. I don't want to miss the opportunity to recognize the New Jersey Real Heroes Event Steering Committee. Their tireless efforts made this evening a reality. For each of you and our board members across New Jersey, you are an invaluable piece of our mission, and we salute you and your efforts. Also, I'm pleased to recognize the sponsors who are supporting our critical mission through generous contributions, especially the Jules L. Plangier Jr. Family Foundation and Investors Bank. As you explore the Give Smart event page tonight, don't forget to take a look at the New Jersey Real Heroes event program, a virtual link that features advertisements, tributes, and special notes from many of our supporters. To all of our sponsors, donors, advertisers, and volunteers, thank you. I'm now pleased to kick off our Hero Award presentations. First, you'll meet Chris Moses and Carrie Kummer. Chris is a volunteer firefighter from Waldwick, New Jersey, who took profound action to save the life of a stranger while on vacation at the Jersey Shore. Then we'll hear from a young Ocean County resident and current Junior Miss Stafford, Lindsay McDermott. Lindsay's tenacious personality helped her to partner with her local police department to raise sorely needed funds for a township toy and coat drive this past holiday season. Let's watch.
The American Red Cross is proud to recognize Chris Moses, a firefighter from Waldwick, New Jersey, with the First Responder Hero Award. Chris was nominated for his willingness to act and to use life-saving skills to save a life at the Cape May Lighthouse. This Hero Award is proudly sponsored by Atlanticare.
So we were on vacation in Wildwood, New Jersey, and decided to visit the Cape May Lighthouse. And upon standing on line to get in, we heard a scream from the top of the lighthouse. Shortly after, we heard a woman screaming for a doctor or a nurse, that someone was unconscious at the top of the lighthouse. We kind of looked around.
Yeah, we looked around.
Nobody really moved, so we went running up.
The inside of the lighthouse, it's when you, as soon as you walk in, there's a metal spiral staircase. My shoulders are very wide. It's probably short, a little bit wider than my shoulders.
Once Chris and Carrie were on top, they found a man who had fallen unconscious and had a large laceration on his head. Upon closer inspection, it was determined the gentleman lacked a pulse and he was not breathing. Chris began administering chest compressions while Carrie helped to clear the area.
So then after, I did one of the rounds of compressions. Before we knew it, Cape May Fire Department was there, and they were right behind me. We just hooked up the AED and hooked them up, and, we did what we had to do. Was very impressed with Cape May Fire Department. Their operation was excellent. They knew how to handle themselves. They knew what they needed to do.
What
and it was a
supplies they were
valiant,
gonna need.
yeah, with supplies, and it was a valiant team effort amongst everybody that was involved with their rescue and the incident.
We were actually talking about it today that we're looking forward going back to Cape May this summer, and we're hoping to stop by the fire department to say, hello to the guys, and hopefully we can run into some that we were fortunate enough to meet and,
and some of the gentlemen that we met.
I didn't think for a second that he would hesitate to go running up there. And I said, I have CPR training, but I don't renew it every year like he does because he's in the fire department. And I said, well, go, please go help us. And he said, well, if I'm going, you're going. I was like, we're going to do this together. Yeah. And, but, he being a fireman in general, he's my hero every day.
Chris, for your heroic actions last September at the Cape May Lighthouse, the American Red Cross is very proud to present you with the First Responder Hero Award.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm very honored, and I'm glad it was a very positive outcome, and hopefully he's doing really well still.
The American Red Cross applauds the tenacity of Lindsay McDermott for her outstanding support of a toy drive in coordination with the Stafford Township Police Department. The Youth Good Samaritan Hero Award is sponsored by Atlantic City Electric and Exelon Company.
I nominated Lindsay to be a hero due to the fact that I do consider her to be, her actions to be heroic. I'm a resident of Stafford Township in addition to being the chief of police, and for her to be able to provide for underprivileged people and at the same time help out and do a worthwhile, good community service project, I think it's a testament to her character, to her upbringing, and just to the type of person that she is. One of my favorite sayings is you want to live in a great community, you have to take an active role in making that a great place. And I think that really embodies what Lindsay did here by stepping up to the plate and doing this community service project for the residents of Stafford Township. I know that helped literally hundreds of people to better be able to enjoy the holiday season.
I remember when we went to drop off just a tiny bit more money to the toy drive, I looked at the room full of toys, and it was a room just completely filled with toys and coats for children and adults. It made me feel really fulfilling because I felt like I had done something really important and had made an impact in our community.
Well, Lindsay, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of the Police Department of Stafford Township and all its citizens for all the great things you did. I was compelled to nominate you for this Hero Award because what you did was truly heroic. And by you stepping up and doing what you did, you really saved the day for a lot of people. You saved Christmas and you saved the holidays for a number of people. So it's a really, really great, special thing what you did. And I just can't thank you enough.
As your mom, I am very proud of you. I am proud of everything that you've accomplished this year. It's been very hard with COVID. I'm very proud of you coming up with this idea for the police department to show our support for them, right? And it's great when we go down all of our roads here in town and we actually count all the signs that we see that you personally went and hand delivered and put in everybody's lawn. Very proud. And to be able to go out and use social media during this COVID crisis and go door to door selling signs. You came up with all that money for underprivileged children during Christmas, during a really hard year for Christmas for a lot of people. And that makes me extremely, extremely proud of you. And you have such a good heart. You're welcome. I love you.
And Chris and Lindsay, a big congratulations to winning your award tonight. There is no doubt in our minds, Chris, that your and Perry's heroic actions are what saved that gentleman's lives. We have several more recipients that we want to get to now. I want to introduce you to Amy Breslow, a Cherry Hill resident who advocated for and inspired changes in the face of her own family's hardship. And also, we'll focus on the story of a family-owned grocery store chain in South Jersey that provided essential services to its customers with safety and care while its own employees worked tirelessly during the pandemic.
The American Red Cross recognizes the Ravitz Family Markets for providing essential services and support to communities across South Jersey, especially during the spring of 2020. The Community Partner Hero Award is sponsored by Stan and Miriam Meltzer.
My brothers and I are, we are fourth generation in the grocery business, supermarket industry. My grandfather used to always tell me every Thursday when the checks got run back in the old days at our office, that was the most fulfilling thing. We never got grounded. We got sent to the stores to clean frozen food cases, to clean dairy cases, to clean meat cases, to shine the stainless steel. And now the same people we work with professionally. So there's many rewarding things being in a family business, whether you're the family that owns and operates the business or whether you're an associate that works with the family for years, because that sense of being and that sense of investment, I think that's what made us all be able to get through the last over a year that we've dealt with the pandemic and the things we've never seen before in any of our careers or lives. My brother Sean, I'll never forget this my whole life. On a Sunday night and a Monday, he let us, my brothers and I, my dad, my uncle, and then our supervisory team, let everybody know that our general contractor was going to be in our store, our Price Right in Camden, and the ShopRite at Garden State Pavilions on the west side of Cherry Hill, and they were going to be putting in plexiglass dividers at every register, guest services, and the pharmacies. And no one else that I knew of had done it yet. And what they ended up devising started getting done all over the country. We started a Facebook page. It's still out there, and we have, I think, about 15,000 members. This page was invaluable to disseminate information to customers about what our inventory levels were, when deliveries were coming. You know, did we have the toilet paper? Did we have the paper towels? Did we have sanitizer? Did we have wipes? Did we have Lysol? That way people didn't waste trips. I mean, I think our people they own the moment, quite frankly. And I have no words, and they know this. I have words, but I have no words is the saying for how thankful I am for our people stepping up, taking this crisis to heart, and knowing that, you know, we're one of the last lines of defense to keep things calm and safe. We didn't do all the heavy lifting, our people did. And their dedication to their stores, to our stores, and to their communities, and staying in there, hanging in there when it got scary, is just a testament to their dedication and how seriously they take their jobs. I mean, the pandemic has left an irreparable change and an indelible mark on, my family dynamic. There's no question about that. It's just unfathomable. We wouldn't let my father come to work, wouldn't let my uncle come to work, and yet somehow it still got my dad. You know, he was a kind and decent and compassionate human being that only wanted to make everybody else smile. because that made him feel good. And it's still surreal, quite honestly. It's not only like a void for us, it's a void for our company. It's just things are different. They're never going to be the same.
The American Red Cross is proud to recognize Amy Breslow with the Humanitarian Hero Award for her tireless advocacy for improving outcomes for COVID patients, while her husband Brett was fighting for his life in the intensive care unit. This Hero Award is proudly sponsored by Holman Enterprises.
The COVID-19 pandemic had a devastating effect on my family. Last March, my 50-year-old healthy husband became ill. We took him to get tested for COVID, and later that day, he just really went downhill, started to have trouble breathing, and upon the suggestion and recommendation of our family doctor, I took him to the hospital emergency room. When we arrived there, the hospital emergency room was on lockdown, so security would not allow me to accompany him into the ER. So I had to watch him go in by himself from the window outside. It was really heartbreaking.
She basically insisted that I go to the hospital. I didn't think I really needed to go. I got worse on the drive, and by the time we got there, from the walk from the parking lot to the front desk at the emergency room at Cooper University Hospital, I collapsed, essentially. They stuck me in a wheelchair and told her to leave. And I was back in that ER room sleeping. I was at 50% oxygen. I didn't realize that I was so tired because my oxygen levels were so low. And the doctor woke me to tell me that they needed to intubate me. And I quickly looked at my phone and saw that I had a text from her. And it said, "I'm in the parking lot and I'm not leaving. You have to tell me what's going on." Now, this is after I knew that I was going to be intubated. I told her to go home and take care of the kids, and that I loved her and that I was being taken care of. And that's the last time we communicated for 19 days.
And one of the things that we discovered after being on a call with Brett for 2 hours, trying to get him to wake up so that they could extubate him. And when I got off that call, the nurse made a comment about that was the only iPad that the ICU had. And I was just in shock. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was just on here for 2 hours and maybe somebody else needed to talk to their loved one. And I couldn't believe that there wasn't a way for everyone in the ICU to communicate with their loved ones. There was 30 beds in their regular ICU, and they opened up a secondary ICU, I believe, that had about 20 or so other beds. And I just said to my kids, I'm like, we have to do something about this. So we started a GoFundMe to raise money for iPads so that every ICU room could have an iPad, because people were dying, and I wanted them to be able to say goodbye in the person's last moments, if that was what was going to happen. While Brett was hospitalized, certainly it was about him, but it was about everybody else too. It was about my kids. It was about my friends and family. It was about my community. It was about the world. It was about keeping people safe.
I'll tell you, waking up in the hospital after being intubated for 19 days and then discovering that she had done what she had done. I honestly didn't know how to respond or what to say. I think the only real thing for me to say at this point is that the world got to see the woman that I love for who she is. And she's my hero.
And a big congratulations to Amy Breslow and also to the Ravitz Family Markets. Your commitment to the community is truly inspiring, and we thank you. Well, moving forward, before we get to our final Hero Award recipient, let's talk a little bit about the silent auction. If you're registered, you should be receiving periodic text messages throughout the evening. The auction will close at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so don't miss out on the opportunity to win some very cool packages, at the same time supporting the American Red Cross. And now for the final award presentations of the evening. In our first segment, you're going to meet First Sergeant Sean Menard. He not only serves our country with pride, but he also helps military families, and he understands and knows some of the complex needs that they have. And last but certainly not least, you're going to meet Jackie Lou Raya and also the members of the Blue Knights New Jersey chapter. Not only did they feel a call to action to help the Red Cross, but specifically they were there to help with organ donor awareness.
The American Red Cross is proud to award First Sergeant Sean Menard with the Military Hero Award. Sergeant Menard's actions have impacted countless service members and their families throughout the pandemic and beyond. This Hero Award is proudly sponsored by South Jersey Industries.
Hello, I'm First Sergeant Menard, now with the 305th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron. I was originally assigned with the 421st Combat Training Squadron under the Expeditionary Center for 18 months. My role as the First Sergeant, I exercise general supervision and guidance on approximately over 148 personnel with the Combat Training Squadron. I'm the principal advisor to the commander on matters relating to policies, goals, objectives, anything in morale, welfare, quality of life, health, discipline, mentoring, career progression, recognition, and professional development. Within my time at 421, there was a lot of challenges, just especially due to COVID. The Red Cross is a big play in that. Chapter on Fort Dix. We built a lot of bags, Red Cross bags, just full of goodies, reading materials, things of that nature, just to make a connection. So, kind of dual-hatted, had to take care of the students as well, and then of course the unit. Again, COVID created a lot of hardships, especially with childcare, school going to hybrid, a lot of members of working spouses, networking and finding childcare things. So, the pre-COVID, I went to go visit, introduce myself. I had kind of a connection with Mariah, with the Fort Dix Red Cross facility. And upon my visit, just navigating inside, what resources the Red Cross offered, and just having a discussion with Mariah, I noticed that the facility was in need of some upgrade. And then obviously COVID hit, and then so we kind of put it on the back burner for a minute, and then after collecting Red Cross bags for our members in quarantine, I continued our discussions about upgrading the facility. She mentioned, hey, this is probably no better time to get in there and paint, because there's no traffic going in and out of the facility right now due to COVID restrictions. And I said, hey, you're right. So in between training, 121st Combat Training Squadron, we took the time on a weekend to 25 members. We went in there and just knocked it out, right? Required to paint materials and things that were needed. I think my biggest accomplishments, something I'm super proud of, and that everyone at the 421st Combat Training Squadron should be proud of as well, is the fact that we were able to maintain and continue operations through COVID. We created the quarantine camp that was adopted by two other MAGCOMs. This pandemic that we're in right now, happens every 100 years, right? That's kind of the track record. So we made history, right? We really made history. Within the Expeditionary Center, we have an historian. So my proudest moment was sitting down with the historian, and for 2.5 hours of just having a discussion, recorded discussions where he was able to capture that and put it in the history books, just on all the things that we accomplished during the program.
The American Red Cross congratulates Jackie Lou Rea and the Blue Knights New Jersey Chapter 8 for their outstanding efforts to host life-saving blood drives in coordination with their annual Celebrate Life Ride to raise awareness for organ donations. The Gift of Life Hero Award is sponsored by Investors Bank.
Hello everyone, my name is Jackie Lou Rea and I am a proud member of the Board of Trustees of the American Red Cross, the Northern New Jersey chapter. Today we are here to present to great friends of mine, colleagues of mine, brothers of mine, the Gift of Life Award. Because the work that my brothers, the Blue Knights of Chapter 8 of New Jersey, has done amazing work as far as saving lives, actually saving lives is concerned. For the past 6 years, we have been hosting Celebrate Life Rides where we raise awareness throughout the community, throughout the state of New Jersey, for organ and tissue donation. When I became involved with the Red Cross Board, they were generous enough to offer to us to have a concurrent blood drive along with our rides. So for the past 2 years, we have hosted blood drives in collaboration with the rides, and we have managed to save quite a number of lives. I'm so proud to say that moving forward, we will be not only anniversarying our September ride, but we will be adding on more blood drives to the other rides that we have planned throughout the state. So today, it is my absolute honor and privilege to present this award to the brothers, my brothers, of Blue Knights, New Jersey, Chapter 8. I would like to, right now, introduce you to the president of our club, Irv Halpern. Irv, with pleasure, I present you with the Gift of Life Award from the American Red Cross.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to accept this on behalf of the members of our organization. I also understand that there's something for you today. And our Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Jacobs, is going to present that to you.
Jackie, it is truly an honor to know you, and a very big honor to work with you in this tremendous cause for the Red Cross. You have been honored, being honored today with this presentation of this award, recognizing you for all the work that you are doing. You are a terrific person, a fantastic lady, and a tremendous member of our chapter. Congratulations, Jackie.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, as you can see, we are amongst some of the most angelic people here on this earth, that we strive every day. And I apologize because now I am getting very emotional. Because when you save lives, it just doesn't get any more important than that. I am a proud member of the Blue Knights. I will forever be a proud member, and I'm so honored to stand with them today to accept these awards. And we promise, right, gentlemen,
Absolutely.
to continue our work with the Red Cross, to continue saving lives, and to make sure that whoever needs blood out there and the help of the Red Cross out there, we are there standing right next to them. Thank you.
Wow. How amazing are these stories? These wonderful heroes from throughout New Jersey have made a huge impact in their communities. Jackie, the Blue Knights, and Sergeant Menard, you should each feel proud for your dedicated service to others. I have no doubt that there are many individuals and families who have benefited directly from your kindness. Thank you all. And to our audience, how are you doing out there? I'm feeling very inspired by the actions and efforts of these New Jerseyans. You know, in my position, I'm reminded each and every day that people are capable of amazing things. I see this in our dedicated Red Cross volunteers. Whether they're responding to a home fire in the middle of the night, flying across the country to support a shelter after a wildfire, donating precious life-saving blood, or serving our military members and their families, I often find myself in awe of their selflessness. Tonight, I couldn't help but see the same traits in our Hero Award recipients. Before we send you off to finish your silent auction bidding tonight, I want to ask you all to consider taking an important action. As you have learned tonight, the Red Cross is in the business of saving lives. And this spring, we challenge you to take steps to prepare your family by practicing your 2-minute escape drill with members of your household. You can learn more at redcross.org/preparenj. When you're finished, you can post your own video on social media with hashtag preparenj between now and May 8th to be part of the fun. Let's make New Jersey households safer, and let's start with yours. Thank you all for sharing your precious time with the Red Cross tonight. It's been fun to share it with you. Over to you, Annie.
Thank you, Rosie, and thank you to all of you for a beautiful evening all together, even though it was virtual. I cannot wait to see all of you in person next year so we can once again raise money for the critical work by the American Red Cross. I want to take a moment too to thank our dedicated sponsors and all the volunteers who made New Jersey Real Heroes event all come together. So until next year, thank you so much. Thank you to the American Red Cross. I'm Annie McCormick, signing off. Good night.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Lord, we don't need another medal. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love.
That's the only thing that there's just too little of.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
No, not just for some, but for everyone.
What the world needs love, love, sweet love.
It's the only thing that there's too little of.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
No, not just for some,
but for everyone. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
So let's keep the love coming, you guys.